living, we welcome him to the building.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Exactly who do you think you are?
I'm the king.
King Ahasuerus?
No, I'm the king of rock and roll.
More like the king of lots and bagels.
Very funny, very funny. And anyway, who are you?
The queen.
Queen Esther?
No, I am the queen of rock.
More like the queen of schlock.
Very, very funny.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. It's getting late. We're going to start the service. Oh.
Sounds good. I'd like to see this Shull House rock.
Well, everyone, put on your blue suede kippah, and let's pray.
Well, we're telling jokes, and I've got one for you. What's green and sings?
I don't know what.
Elvis Presley.
Oh, very funny, Elvis.
Thank you very much.
You know, Elvis, those of us who were here about a week and a half ago on a Friday night found out that actually, according to Jewish law, you're Jewish because your mother's mother's mother was a Jew. And then we heard that you wore this high necklace on some of your concerts.
It's my favorite one.
Yeah, but is this really, really true?
It's true. It's really true. I really am the king of lox and bagels.
Well, you better be careful with that, or you know what, Elvis? You could end up at the Heartburn Hotel.
Oh, you bet. Come on, don't be cruel. All I want is for all of you Jews to love me tenderly.
You really are a hound dog.
Listen, I came here because I wanted to celebrate Purim with you. I hear it's a really fun holiday. How about another king? Whenever I hear the story of Purim, I'm all shook up.
What was it that affected you so much about the Purim story?
Well, for one thing, I like that King Ahasuerus, who had so many wives. I could identify how he just can't help falling in love.
Yeah, but you know what? He wasn't, get it, can't help falling in love. Sing it.
Falling in love with Esther.
Yeah, but you know what? He wasn't that nice to Vashti. And when she refused to dance naked in front of all the men at the banquet, he just sent her away. It was like, return to sender.
Well, that Vashti was a hard-headed woman.
Still, it's like he made her do the jailhouse rock.
Well, if the king hadn't gotten rid of Vashti, he never would have met Esther.
That's good one.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
When Mordecai told Esther to go to the king and tell her she was Jewish in order to save all the Jews of Shushan, you know, at first she didn't want to go. She was scared because if the king hadn't summoned her for a really long time, and if she went before him and he didn't put out his scepter, then she'd be killed.
Oy vey. Wow, I didn't realize that. So what did Mordecai say to Esther to get her to go before the king?
Basically, Elvis, he told her, it's now or never.
It's now or never.
If she didn't speak up on behalf of the Jews, help would come from some other source. But she and her whole father's household, her whole line would be wiped out.
Right. And then Esther went to the king and she arranged to host a banquet for the king and Haman.
And she revealed to the king the truth about Haman, that Haman was the devil in disguise.
Oh.
So Haman and his sons were hanged on the gallows instead of Mordecai.
You got it. Esther turned out to be a good luck charm for the Jews.
Do you think we should read the story from the Megillah?
I do, Elvis. You know, it's now or
It's
never.
now or never.
You want to read the whole Megillah?
Well, maybe not all of it, but we'll read some. You'll see. I'll do it my way. Shasani sim lavotenu uleimotenu Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן שבע ועשרים ומאה מדינה בימים ההם כשבט המלך אחשוורוש על כיסא מלכותו אשר בשושן הבירה בשנת 3 למלכו עשה משתה מגיע עבד גדול ליהודים ובצום ובכי ומספק שק ואפר יוצא לרבים.
Now Mordecai being Haman had built a stake and it was standing in his yard and he was planning to impale Mordecai on it, and instead the king ordered that Haman is impaled on that very stake. And we pick up on page 14, the beginning of chapter 8.
That's why there are so many Jewish vegetarians. Because they were going to kill them on a stake. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. ביום ההוא נתן המלך אחשוורוש לאסתר המלכה את בית המן. שורד היהודים ומרדכי בא לפני המלך כי הגידה אסתר מהו לה ויבשר המלך את הבתו אשר העביר מהמן ויתנה למרדכי ותשם אסתר את מרדכי על בית המן ותוסף אסתר ותדבר לפני המלך ותיפול לפני רגליו ותתחנן לו להעביר את רעת המן האגגי ואת מחשבתו אשר חשב על היהודים.
And so, at that point, the king took the ring back that he'd given to his former trusted advisor, and he gave it to his new BFF, his new best friend forever, Mordecai. And Mordecai wore the ring and became the one in charge of that evil man's property.
13 יום בו אשר הגיע דבר המלך ודתו להיעשות ביום אשר סיברו אויבי היהודים לשלוט בהם ונהפוך הוא אשר ישלטו היהודים המה ושונאיהם נקהלו היהודים בעריהם בכל מדינות המלך אחשוורוש לשלוח יד במבקשי רעתם ואיש לא עמד לפניהם כי נפל פחדיו על כל העמים וכל שרי המדינה והחשת פנים והפחות ועושי המלאכה אשר למלך מנשאים את היהודים כי נפל פחד מרדכי עליהם כי גדול מרדכי בבית המלך ושומעו הולך בכל המדינות כי האיש מרדכי הולך וגדול, ויכו היהודים בכל אויביהם, מכת חרב והרג ואבדן, ויעשו בשונאיהם כרצונם, ובשושן הבירה. הרגו היהודים ואבד 500 איש, ואת פרשנדתה ואת דלפון ואת אסתה ואת פורתה ואת הבלי ואת אבידתה ואת חמשה ואת אריסה ואת ארידה ואת פייזתה 10 פניה ומנדתה צורר היהודים הרגו ובביזה לא שלחו את ידם.
And so, as always is the case in the Purim story, Nahapoku, everything was turned upside down. On the 13th day of Adar, when the Jews were supposed to be overpowered by their enemies, the Jews overpowered their enemies. Many, many bad people in Shushan were killed, including the 10 sons of And the Jews in most of the kingdom were victorious on the 13th day of Adar, and so the 14th day of Adar, which it just happens to be right now, was a day of great feasting and merrymaking. However, in the walled city of Shushan, it took the Jews 2 days to overcome all of their enemies, so they celebrated on the 15th day of Adar, now known as Shushan Purim, and that's why Purim is celebrated a day later, on the 15th of Adar, in walled cities such as Jerusalem. And so it was declared that this shall be a day of celebration for Jews for all time. And we finish up our Purim story on page 20, chapter 10.
וישם המלך אחשוורוש מס על הארץ ואיי הים, וכל מעשה תוקפו וגבורתו, ופרשת גדולת מרדכי, אשר גידלו המלך, הלא הם כתובים על ספר דברי הימים, למלכי מדי ופרס, כי מרדכי היהודי משנה למלך